Yes. Okay. Well, let's move on to the issue of human rights then.
Yeah, certainly. Now, not an enormous leap in a way from gender, but climate and the European Court of Human Rights, or for Human Rights, had a ruling yesterday, the Grand Chamber ruling on climate change cases. Now, you might be wondering what on earth this has to do with us or with anything else, but the Convention on Human Rights does not enshrine any right to a healthy environment as such. The European Court of Human Rights has been called upon to develop its case law in environmental matters on account of the fact that the exercise of certain convention rights may be undermined by the existence of harm to the environment and exposure to environmental risks. So I'll explain exactly what this is about. So effectively, a group of elderly Swiss ladies have complained that their government was not doing enough for them where it was concerning climate change or global warming, saying that they were concerned about the consequences of global warming on their living conditions and health. They consider that the Swiss authorities are not taking sufficient action, despite their duties under the convention, to mitigate the effects of climate change. And the court, this is the group, and those are the ladies involved, or at least there must be within that gaggle. The Grand Chamber held by a majority that there'd been a violation of Article 8, the right to respect for private and family life of the Convention. The court found in particular that Article 8 of the Convention encompasses a right to effective protection by the state authorities from the serious adverse effects of climate change on lives, health, well-being, and quality of life. So the astonishing thing about this is it sees human rights being wielded, and in particular Article 8, the right to a private and family life, as actually demanding more state intervention and more state interference. But nonetheless, this is significant for the United Kingdom because, of course, whilst we are outside of the European Union, we are still very much obliged by the conventions under our membership of the Council of Europe, which means that we have certified and ratified the treaty. And therefore, how does that play out here? And what's the relevance? Or indeed, why does climate change in particular provoke sort of interest in other areas? And so we see that there has been reported from February by ClientEarth, the High Court is running another case against the government about an inadequate climate action plan. Again, human rights being cited. But what I want to draw your attention to is the relationship between the Human Rights Act 1998 and the Equality Act 2010. And we have here a slide from the Citizens' Advice talking about protected characteristics and discrimination. Now, this is relevant because it comes on to the idea of philosophical beliefs, and it states that you cannot be discriminated against for your philosophical beliefs. So then go through what these are. You must genuinely hold the belief, it's moral, ethical, personal, or philosophical. And I've underlined not an opinion based on facts. And then we have its important aspect of human life and behavior. It's serious and important. So I think you get the idea. But then it's worthy of respect in a democratic society and compatible with human dignity. They go on to say that some things courts have decided are philosophical beliefs include belief in climate change. So I refer back to it being opinion and not based on fact, which is very crucial in this type of legislation. They also say that the courts have decided philosophical beliefs cannot be believing the Holocaust didn't happen or being a member of a political party. This is further reinforced by the Equality and Human Rights Commission, where they effectively go over the same material. What justifies a philosophical belief? The Equality Act says a philosophical belief must be genuinely held and more than an opinion. And the example they give, lo and behold, an employee believes strongly in man-made climate change and feels that they have a duty to live their life in a way which limits their impact on the earth to help save it for future generations. This would be classed as a belief and protected under the Equality Act. And again, another example, again, talking about it being worthy of respect in democratic society, an employee believes that white people are a superior race to others and tells their colleagues so. This would not be classed as a belief protected under the Equality Act. So whilst it seems quite clear that there are sort of, in effect, double standards, the significant thing is, first of all, this climate change ruling for further state intervention under a human rights violation means that, in effect, the floodgates are open. But what should be clung to is the idea that a philosophical belief can also create case law where it concerns all of this material. So it'd be very interesting to see how this plays out. And the hope, obviously, will be that there'll be a significant number of legal challenges on the basis of opinions held equally strongly of the opposing view.
Yes. Thank you, Charles. Thank you for that.